When the wild fights back. The story of human survival has never been a tale of cities alone. It has always been a story of boundaries, the fragile line between the land we cultivate and the land claimed by the untamed wild. From the icy rivers of Alaska to the vast farmlands of Georgia, and from the endless deserts of Texas to the dense forests of Montana, this line is under constant pressure. And today, the balance has shifted. Predators stalk livestock in the night. Invasive species churn farmland into wasteland. Scavengers that once cleaned the land now bring fear to ranchers. This is not just a fight for crops, or for profits. It is a fight for the safety of families, the survival of ecosystems, and the preservation of traditions that run generations deep. Picture this. A farmer wakes to find his barn ripped apart, his animals missing, and paw prints leading into the darkness. A rancher rides out at dawn, only to discover the peanut fields he planted months ago look as if a war machine rolled through overnight. And a family in rural Kentucky sits terrified, watching vultures circle lower and lower above their calving pasture, unsure if their newborn livestock will survive the day. Nature is powerful. Nature is relentless. And nature is reclaiming space. But humanity will not stand still. Across the world, campaigns are being launched. Farmers, hunters, scientists, and governments are stepping into the struggle, not to eradicate wildlife, but to survive alongside it, to control what threatens communities, and to protect what can still be preserved. This is not just another hunting story. This is a saga of brown bears, the kings of the mountain. Of coyotes, cunning predators thriving in shadows. Of feral hogs, the unstoppable invaders tearing through America's heartland. And of vultures, both the misunderstood cleaners and their darker cousins, the aggressive black-winged destroyers. It is a story of fear and respect, of loss and resilience, of humans. And animals locked in a shared destiny where every choice carries consequences. So join us now. Follow us into frozen peaks, scorched plains, dense forests, and broken farmland. Stand beside the farmer, the rancher, the hunter, and the conservationist. Witness the danger. Feel the adrenaline. And understand why this fight matters more now than ever before. This is where the wild meets humanity, brown bears, majestic but deadly. In the vast wilderness of Alaska, Montana, and Wyoming, the brown bear reigns supreme. To most of the world, they are living legends, icons of raw wilderness. Towering figures cloaked in thick fur, shoulders rippling with muscle, claws like knives, and eyes that gleam with an ancient intelligence. They embody the very spirit of untamed nature. But to farmers and ranchers who live on the edge of their domain, admiration collides with fear. The farmer's nightmare. Imagine waking at dawn, stepping into the chilly air, and walking toward your pasture, only to stop in your tracks. The fence is torn. 3 sheep lay scattered, their lifeless forms silent testimony to the night's violence. In the mud, massive tracks press deep into the earth. You don't need to be an expert to know what passed through while your family slept. A grizzly, for the farmer, the loss is not measured in numbers alone. Yes, each sheep represents hundreds of dollars, the profit margin for the season slipping away, but it is more than that. It is the trust of knowing your land is safe, shattered. It is the creeping fear that tonight, the bear may return, and not stop at livestock. Across Alaska, ranchers share similar stories, barns clawed open like matchboxes, chicken coops emptied in minutes, calves dragged into the tree line. Some even speak of bears bold enough to nose against the very walls of their homes, scratching and growling while children huddle in silence inside. The biology of power. Brown bears are not ordinary predators. A male grizzly can weigh up to 1,200 pounds. Standing over 8 feet tall when on hind legs. They can sprint at 35 miles per hour, faster than a racehorse in its opening strides. Their sense of smell is 7 times stronger than a bloodhound's. If there is livestock on the wind, a bear will know. And yet, they are not mindless killers. They are opportunists. A bear may graze on berries one day, fish for salmon the next, and tear into livestock the day after. For the bear, this is survival. For the rancher, it is devastation. The delicate balance. For centuries, Native Alaskan and First Nations peoples revered the bear as a guardian spirit, majestic, powerful, and dangerous, but worthy of respect. Even today, hunters speak of bears with a reverence reserved for few animals. And yet the reality is unavoidable. With expanding human settlement, farms now border the wild lands bears call home. Where bears once roamed freely, they now find cattle, sheep, and goats penned and vulnerable. The collision is inevitable. Preparation, facing the beast. Hunting a brown bear is not a casual pastime. It is a calculated decision, part necessity, part ritual. State agencies strictly regulate permits, timing hunts in autumn when bears are fattening for hibernation. The reason is twofold: to keep bear populations sustainable, and to ensure that the bears harvested provide food, fur, and resources without needless waste. A hunter must carry more than courage. They bring rifles capable of piercing dense hide and muscle. They carry cartridges heavy enough to stop a charging animal in its tracks. And they bring patience, for to rush is to risk not only failure, but death, tracking the hunter's quarry. Every sign in the wilderness tells a story. Claw marks raked across a tree trunk reveal a bear's dominance. Massive paw prints along a muddy stream show where it paused to drink. Scat mixed with berries or livestock hair tells what it fed on. Sometimes, specially trained dogs are brought in. Their sharp noses cutting through dense forest where human senses falter. But even then, the hunter knows, to follow a bear is to step willingly into danger. For when startled, a bear does not flee. It charges. And in that moment, when 1,000 pounds of fury surges forward at 35 miles per hour, there is no running, no hiding. Only the hunter's aim, and their resolve, decides the outcome. The moment of action. When the bear emerges, silence falls. The hunter steadies the rifle, the crosshairs train just above the shoulder. A single shot to the lungs or heart. Precision is everything. For to wound a bear is to create a nightmare. An injured grizzly does not retreat. It fights. And when it fights to the end. If the shot lands true, the bear drops swiftly. Respect demands that nothing is wasted. The meat feeds families and communities. The hide becomes blanket or clothing. In traditional cultures, bones and fat serve as tools or medicine. In this cycle, respect, necessity, and survival, humanity's relationship with the brown bear is defined. The emotional divide. For the conservationist, the bear must be protected. For the rancher, the bear must be managed. For the hunter, the bear is both adversary and teacher. And in this divide lies the truth. The bear is not evil. The farmer is not cruel. They are two forces of survival, colliding in a shrinking world. As long as humans live on the edge of wilderness, the brown bear will remain both legend and threat, both awe and fear embodied in fur and muscle. Closing reflection: humans and the wild, a shared destiny. From the towering brown bear of Alaska to the cunning coyote of the plains, from the unstoppable feral hogs of Texas to the circling vultures in the South, one truth stands unshakable: our lives and theirs are intertwined. We admire them. We fear them. We battle them. And, in many ways, we protect them. Every hoofprint, claw mark, and shadow in the forest tells a story of survival. For the animals, it is instinct. For us, it is livelihood. When they raid our farms, when they challenge our safety, we face a hard question: how do we defend what we love without destroying what makes the wild, wild? There is no simple answer. Some conflicts require control, others demand coexistence, and many force us to confront uncomfortable truths. Yet, through it all, one lesson remains clear: we cannot separate our destiny from theirs. The wild is not out there. It begins at our fence lines, in our towns, in our very backyards. And what we choose today, whether to fight, to protect, or to balance carefully, will shape the world our children inherit tomorrow. Final message to viewers. This is more than a documentary. It is a call. Red circle to farmers and ranchers, your fight is not just for land, but for heritage. Red circle to conservationists, your mission is not just to protect animals, but to protect balance. Red circle to hunters and outdoorsmen, your skill and respect carry the weight of responsibility. Red circle to all of us, our choices echo through forests, mountains, and plains. So, what do you think? Should we lean more on technology, more on hunting and management, or more on non-lethal coexistence? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters here. And before you go, don't forget to white heavy checkmark like this video if you believe the wild deserves respect. White heavy checkmark subscribe to the channel to stand with farmers, hunters, and nature lovers across the world. White heavy checkmark share this story, because the fight against invasive species, predators, and ecological imbalance is bigger than any one of us. Together, we can protect our land, honor the wild, and secure a future where humanity and nature thrive side by side. Stay sharp. Stay curious. Stay ahead. Until next time, stay aware, stay inspired, and never stop respecting the wild.